So just spending a bit of time with these and getting a feeling for what works here. And I think what it looks like to me in terms of, I mean, this one certainly for me feels most resolved or most substantial. And I think it's because there appears to be a sort of a central emerging point, like everything emerges from center. Here it's interesting, but it's a bit scattered, to use that word. You can see these marks here don't really connect to anything. While over here, this was the third one, it's the same issue, like there's a lot of kind of half strokes. Well, I mean, it certainly has its merits, as everything does, but I think, to me, something about this initial stroke here, where this appears to emerge, this comes out, this comes out. So in terms of analysis, I think that's what I'm going to try first. Often there's a gulf between the vision of what I would like to happen or what I would like to see in the work and the actual reality, so it causes this kind of friction. Now I think that's kind of more or less the same as anybody who wishes to be or to have or to become something. And in the light of what they are, what they have now, often this sense of comparison can give rise to this sort of like heat, this friction, which can be quite uncomfortable. So, as I said last time I was in the studio, if my attention is scattered, if I'm not present for each stage of the work, then it tends to lead to inconsistent results, unsatisfactory results. And I think for me this is kind of an analogy in general, like how to practice here kind of gives me the possibility to work on this idea of the importance of being present at each step and the importance of not overemphasizing one step in favor of another. Just each step is as important as the next. So, is that right? Is that right, Abby? Yeah, it is. Thanks. One other aspect I'm considering here is we have ratio here, say, for example, 7 by 10, so this is 70 by 100. So this is going to be the largest size here that I'm going to work on, at least in Ireland, because of, in terms of final destination of exhibition space, there's a good likelihood I'm going to have to ship this, so it's restricted my ability to use like 2 meter large canvases. So 70 by 100 is kind of within my comfort zone, I suppose, to use that. It's nothing extremely challenging. However, looking at this, so my question is, if I take this ratio, so if this is 7 and this is 10, so then this ratio here, for example, let's say it's 2. So over here where we have 70 or 100, so is that ratio going to be 20? So it's a question of proportionally scaling everything up, or not, or just working as it is, but it would be a larger mass, a larger entity. And I actually think I'm going to try both. Again, I have no idea how it's going to go until I make it and see which one feels more harmonious. So, okay, yeah, I'm finding the touch again, and yeah, I'm quite happy with this as a beginning. There's definitely things I can see that I would change, but I'm starting to feel how this language, this vocabulary works, and each stroke builds upon itself. So that's the first sort of application, if you like. I mean, there's some irregularities here and things here, but on the whole, I think I'm quite pleased with this, how it's gone. Like, and I've set up a table here that I can move freely around, so that I'm not fixed to one single sort of one single position when I work on this. So right now this is on a canvas here, so I'm going to leave that for, well, I might work on it this evening, it depends. I need to go and take the dogs now. But in general, whether or not I work on it again, I need to leave it for a day or two and see how, because now I'm working on a canvas, so there's there's always different reactions and different reactions based on the material, the medium that you're using. So I'm going to see how this sits and how it cures, how it behaves in this space. So